Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. This is my video for Tag Tuesday, and this is a collab that's hosted by the very lovely Shirley over at Handmade by Shirley. Excuse me. And the idea is that you just make a tag on a Tuesday. So I started off with a little bit of a spritz of antique linen on my white tag just to try and knock back the white a little bit. And then I used that Tim Holtz tartan stencil with, I think it's the chipped sapphire, yeah, Distress Oxide spray. And then I realised I had so much of it left over on the back of the stencil, I've blotted it onto a couple of bits of cardstock that I can use for something else. So that is that. I gave it a few little splats with the tumbled glass Distressed Oxide spray, and then I just dried it off with the heat tool. And then I've gone in with some, obviously I'm doing a Scottish theme here, so I've got some Scottish stamps that are, some of them are from Sheena had a Scottish kit, Sheena Douglas, and some of them are from, let me find the thing, Card Making Magic. There was some Scottish stamps and dies that came out a wee while ago, so I used some of that as well. And I've just stamped in the background that you can't really even see it, I've stamped Gael Aldi, and I've stamped what else did I stamp? Something about your long may your lum reek, lang may your lum reek, that's it. And then I am just stamping a thistle on a wee scrap of white card. This is an All in Create thistle stamp that I really like, and I've used two different inks. So I used the Memento Pear Drop, or Dewdrop, sorry, and Grape Jelly for the purple, and then I bought a new ink at the craft fair in Shady Lane, Versify Fine Clear, and that's what I've used for the green. And it actually came out okay. I thought I might have to stamp it a few times before I got the ink in the right places, but it was alright. So I'm just making sure I give that a really good chance for the colour to transfer. And yeah, looks alright, I think. So I am going to fussy cut that out once it's dried off a little minute. And then I'm going to add a little bit of colour with some alcohol markers. So I just used a little bit of the dull green blend from Spectrum Noir. And then I fussy cut that out, and I've added a sentiment strip that says, "What's for you, I'll no go by you." Which just kind of means what will be, I suppose. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So I'm going to add glue on all those little fiddly bits and pop that in place. And I'm going to add this little sentiment strip. I just put a small touch of the green around the edge of this strip, and then stick it over the bottom of that thistle and let the glue take. And then I think it needs a little bit of something extra, so I am going to get some blings, a couple of little gems. I can't remember where I bought this strip of them from. I want to say it was maybe B&M. I really like them. They're sort of different, kind of faceted, and they're quite chunky, and they're pretty colours. So I've got a purpley one, and then I think, will I have a black? Oh, I'm going to regret that. Will I do it? No, I don't like it. So I take that off, and I decide to go with the green because the thistle is obviously purpley and greeny. So pop that on, and then I decide it needs something at the top. So I go and find my bag of tartan ribbons, and I'm just gonna, I'm looking for one that's got a bit of green and a bit of blue in it. And will I put a bit in the bottom? No, I'm just going to put it at the top. So just cut a wee bit off. And then I'm going to just staple it on the top there. I quite like a wee stapled effect rather than always making a hole and pulling it through. So yeah, there we go, that is it. So that is my Tag Tuesday for this week. I hope that you like. Please hit like and say hello in the comments. That would make my day. Thanks for watching.